I have noticed that the trusting began with equine therapy. The first horse that she rode was Jessie, and she created a bond with Jessie. And so because of that, it started making her trust other people. And so now she will make eye contact with people and trust other children. So it opened that up, that trusting with the horse and having that bond with the horses gave her the trusting of other people, because she knew that, well, this horse trusts this person and this trainer. So I think it gave her being able to trust others. So it's been amazing. It's really been amazing to be able to have that trust. So yeah.
So the benefits of Solid Ground's horse equestrian therapy is that the children or the adults have to interact with a massive animal, and they have to learn to trust, but not just trust the animal, trust their ability to learn how to maneuver the animal, how to control it. So it's power under control. But the biggest thing with the little guys is just trusting the adults that are there helping them, and also trusting that this big animal is not going to harm them, but they have to be wise.
Natalie will actually be a person as well. What we're going to do today...
I've personally brought clients to Solid Ground to work with them and engage with the property, the grounds, the animals, and I've seen significant developments within one session, just complete changes that I never saw when they were sitting on a couch.
I think I originally heard about it on Facebook, and then there was a fundraiser event that I went to. And Katie had always had like a fascination with horses, and she just fell in love with it from the first day. I think since then we have signed up for every session possible. She's done camps. I think it's one of the few places that she excels no matter what. If it's a tough day or a good day, she still makes progress.
One of my students, when she first started, she could barely walk to the other side of the horse. She would get really upset and think that she was leaving because she loved being around the horses so much. And she didn't like to pick up the brushes and the grooming aspect. There was just a lot of sensory overload for her. When she would be up on the horse, there was just this peace that would fall over her, and she was just so at one with the horse is the best way I could describe it. And so now she's actually starting to pull the reins and guide the horse and coming up with those answers on her own. And it's so cool to see her actually be able to flourish and ride on her own.
3 years ago, I don't know what was going on, but I think it was like a growth thing, but she had a ton of anxiety. And then you or Natalie or someone would always meet her and she could go along. And now she gets right out of the car, get my helmet, let's go to the barn. And people around, different people, before we could only have Mr. Jim, and how their relationship started with the drawing pictures. That was their communication. And I mean, just to see how far she's come.
So I'm Jasmine, my daughter's Ruby, and we found out that she was autistic when she was about 3 years old. And then we heard about equine therapy and that it could do a lot of good. When Ruby started her equine therapy, she was completely nonverbal. She didn't parallel play. She didn't interact or look at others. We started working with Solid Ground a little over 2 years ago, and the only words that Ruby could say was mom and dad. Now she's up to saying 3 to 4 word sentences. She can say, I don't want that, or I don't want to, or no thank you, or yes please, or stop that. I'm sorry. She has just grown so much, and because she gets to do the stop, the whoa, the I want to turn, the colors, it's helped her identify with what she wants, what she needs, the colors on the ground. It just helps her identify more, and a lot of that does come from equine therapy, Solid Grounds.
Shelly and Natalie asked me to do horse lead for one of the young boys on Monday afternoons, and I think he's got some mental health issues, and just to see him when he sees Calvin, and Calvin sees him. Yeah, he just, Calvin is awesome with him. He lets him, I mean, if he needs to cry and stomp his feet, Calvin lets him do it, you know, and just seeing him hug the horse, and it's very impressive to see the connection between a horse and these kids and the veterans as well.
This is my 4th year here. It's nice to be out of the city, you know, out of your house, you know, and breathe fresh air and have friendship and fellowship, and it's just a great time out here. I've been working on my breathing so I can get around a lot more without the oxygen, and coming out here helps a lot with it, I think, because it gives me more motivation to be on 2 feet without the oxygen.
So the Veterans Program, it's a lot different from working with the kids. It's really fun in the sense that they have all of these wonderful life experiences, and not all of them are open to sharing their stories, but so it's opening the world, the equestrian world, to them in a way that makes it, they can still enjoy riding or grooming or leading when they thought, oh, I could never do that. So it's so amazing to see where maybe they were scared of the horses and they thought, oh, I could never, they're so big, they're so powerful, they're so strong. And then they realized, no, they're actually like giant teddy bears. They love to be loved on, and they love to have that human interaction.
I work in recovery. I work in behavioral health, and that is mental health issues, addiction issues, and horse work is a tribal-based practice, and which means that we can build a state for the work that we do when we're doing this kind of stuff, because it's effective. So the main reason would be to help people. The main reason I want to bring people out here is to help people, and because it's effective. But when you know somebody hasn't had a hug in decades, and you see them hugging a horse, and you see the horse hugging them back, and you know that there's love being exchanged between the two, then that's an example of something I've seen. I plan on getting certified in equine assisted learning, and I'm also in a master's program for mental health. It is a tribal-based practice, so I'd wrap it all in tribal culture and customs, and deliver it to people who want it, and those that don't even know that they want it yet. Because I think the magic with the horses is that they can reach people that others can't.
We're going to slow our roll a little bit here because we're approaching the obstacle.
Today is a team building activity. Our mental health group is exploring the opportunities of utilization of equines for mental health and psychotherapy. They're also experiencing it for themselves and what the impacts can have on them, and therefore be able to translate to how they can utilize that with their clients.
So those folks who are receiving hospice care have the opportunity to come out here with the support of their families as well to give them an amazing experience. But for those who are receiving grief support, we see many times that people have not solely experienced one death event, but multiple deaths that have compounded their grief. And as we know that we don't get over our grief, we grow around it, we integrate it into our life. So coming out here is an opportunity for them to have some normalcy, some experience of joy, while still having that grief experience that they live through day to day. So I'm thinking about someone who came out here with dementia and she couldn't remember different experiences, but this experience was something that she talked about and was able to talk about and recall. That was out of the ordinary, as she couldn't recall family members at that point, but her experience here, she was very proud to talk about it and share with any of our staff, whoever was willing to listen, about her experience with the horses.
I think it's really cool to see how leadership skills are developed, because I saw it in myself when I started volunteering and then transitioned into staff. And I've seen it in the younger kids during camps and even during volunteering, where people come out and they might be shy or scared at first, and then with the horses or the goats or donkeys or whatever it may be, they're given the opportunity to showcase the leadership skills that they have and actually start building those. And it's really cool to see them come back later and they're so much more confident than they were the first time.
I think for me, it's just the relaxation of just coming out and then knowing that what you're doing is God-given. I mean, the program is just, if it wasn't for God, you probably wouldn't be able to get this done.
I'm always shocked how unaware people are of the services we do have in the community. A lot of people don't know where to start. I always mention Solid Ground. I go back to, what do I wish someone would have told me? And just that there is a community for you, and you will find your people and you will find your places. Because I know with Katie in the beginning, it felt like our world was getting really small. But there are so many resources. You have to dig a little. And I kind of feel like when you get a child with a lot of diagnosis and a lot of unknowns, you either rise to the occasion or you don't. And in my case, I was like, I never want to feel this way again. I want to have all the knowledge I can and help families. And that's what it's kind of turned into. And one of the best parts I think about helping families is watching them turn into advocates. And I don't know, that's one of the most.
I've seen people come out that were brothers and sisters and had a decades-long feud that went through a teamwork, working together on a horse, and just that whole feud just dissipated, and all it took was a few activities of them working together with the horse. I don't need much more proof that horses can help people.
This is why I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to do, to help people when they need that connection. And it's not always people that they need. Sometimes it's just that judgment-free zone. Horses don't care if you had a good day, a bad day, if it's raining, if it's pouring, if it's sunny, if there's 8 million things that you got to do at home. All they care is that you're there, that you showed up. And that release of burden of knowing they don't care about that. They just care that you're present with them is so healing.
When she arrives at Solid Ground, she knows exactly where she's at. She starts saying horses and cows and goats, and her face just lights up. And sorry, I get emotional. It's just done something for her that's really inspired her to be her and herself. And she wants to grow and she wants to learn. And if it wasn't for equine therapy, I'm not sure she'd be there yet. they've really worked with her. Their equine therapy has been a great adventure. She wants to just thrive more and more every day.